Good morning. Hope you're having a good beginning to another gloomy day in New England in April. You know, you wake up, it's gloomy, it's rainy, you're not in the mood. You know, the question that begets to be asked is, are you really happy? What's real happiness? You know, when we're younger, or even when we're older, we think if we're going to acquire a new car, a new phone, a new gadget, a new home, a new stock, then we're going to be happy. And the markets are crashing, and suddenly you're worried, what's going to be? What do you have? You have less, you have more. It's interesting that in Judaism, the Torah commands us to be happy. It's with other people. It's never alone. For example, when you get married, the Torah says you don't have to go out to war. If there was a war, because you have to be home to be joyous with your wife. When it comes to the Paschal sacrifice, you couldn't do it alone, but you had to do it with family and with other families. And so when it came to every single holiday, the Torah tells us, "V'samachta ata uveisecha." You should be joyous, you and your family. Always the focus and the emphasis on the family. Because what Torah is really trying to tell us is that true happiness doesn't come from what you have, but from what you give, from what you share, from the things that you give to others, from the joy that you create for others. There's a remarkable story in the Talmud that one day Rabbi Broka, one of the greatest Talmudic scholars, was in a market. And he's in the market, and lo and behold, who does he bump into? Elijah the prophet. We all know Elijah the prophet is going to come to our home at the Seder night. On Saturday night, in only a few days, he bumps into Elijah the prophet, and as only a Talmudic scholar could ask, Rabbi Broka asks him, look around, from all these people straggling around, schlepping, carrying wood, working, buying, selling, are any of these people for sure going to the world to come, to the Garden of Eden? And Eliyahu Hanavi points at two people, and he says they're going to go. Ordinary people, out of all people, Rabbi Broka is surprised. So he goes over to them, and he asks them, excuse me, what do you guys do for a living? And they answer him that they are badchanim. Badchanim means comedians or gestures. Comedians. Why would a comedian go to Garden of Eden? And Rashi immediately, on the commentary, Rashi right away says like this, Smeichim, what's a badchan? What is a comedian? Smeichim, they are joyous. Umesamchim b'nei adam, and they make other people rejoice. And the question is, we know Rashi always comes to give us an extra detail. What's Rashi telling us here? Comedians are comedians. Gestures are gestures. They make you laugh. What does he mean by saying smeichim, they're happy? Umesamchim b'nei adam, they make others happy. What Rashi is really telling us is one of the most important messages. That when you're mesamchim b'nei adam, when you make others laugh, when you make others joyous, when you make others happy, then smeichim, then you are happy. When you put in effort to give, to care, to share, then it brings joy to you. That's the story of Judaism. That's the story of the Haggadah. That's the story of Passover, of every one of the Jewish holidays. Smeichim u'mesamchim b'nei adam. We are joyous because we give joy and happiness to others. You know, there's been demonstrations going on in Israel again, unfortunately, very painful. Pitting Jew against Jew. But I saw the story last week that there was this bus, an Egged bus, that was coming back from people, bringing people back from work, and they got stuck on one of these demonstrations. And it's 20 minutes, a half an hour, and this elderly lady starts screaming. She's agitated. She's saying, this is the worst country I've ever been in. I hate this place. Yada, yada, yada. What's going on? She doesn't even understand. People try to explain to her. Finally, this young girl, 17 years old, goes over to the driver and whispers in his ear. And suddenly he stops. They're stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic for 20 minutes. He stops. The girl runs off. She goes into the pizza shop right there. She orders a few pies of pizza and bottles of water, and she comes back on. She offers this woman a slice of pizza and then a bottle of water, and she goes through the entire bus offering everyone a slice of pizza and a bottle of water. And this same woman, who was so frustrated, starts saying, 10 minutes later, wow, this is the best country. I'll never leave this place. Look how they care. Look how they share. She got off. She went to get for everyone else. The story is like this. Smeichim. When do you have true joy? when Misamchim Bnei Adam, when you bring joys to others. That's what the Gemara is trying to tell us. The Talmud's trying to tell us with the story of Rabbi Broker, Rabbi Eliyahu Navi. The message that we have to remember that what we really are is what we give. The joy we have is what we share. And that's why every single one of the holidays, the Torah says, "Samachta ata ubeisecha," you and your household, the Levi and the Leviite, the Hager and the stranger. And the same thing it says when it comes to the Paschal sacrifice, you have to include other families so people could be together, because that's what brought joy. Have an awesome day.